Thank you, Jeremy. It is a tremendous honor to be here today. And I really consider it a privilege to share this milestone day, both with those of you receiving those advanced degrees, but also with those who have supported you, to express pride in this special class of 2016. And you know, the word special really applies to each of you because you've achieved your goal. You were invited to become one of our nation's most ranked universities, and you made that opportunity successful. You worked, you learned, you sacrificed. There were other options you could have done, but you looked and reached for graduation. And the world really does know how special you are, receiving master's degrees from the University of Notre Dame. You know, as I did my homework and reviewed the class and some of the stories, there were so many I could highlight, but I thought I would do three. And let me just start with the first one, Ruth Riley. Ruth is well known for her basketball prowess. She played with Notre Dame's 2001 national championship team as a junior and was named Player of the Year as a senior. And Riley went on to be picked 5th in the overall WNBA draft by Miami Soul, and eventually played for Detroit, winning 2 national championships and then on to Chicago before retiring from professional sports in 2014. She also fulfilled a childhood dream of playing in the Olympics, where she won gold medal with the U.S. women's basketball team in the 2004 Olympics in Athens. And then there's Clifford Weeks. After graduating from high school, I see people smiling at him. After graduating from high school, he joined the Army and worked in military intelligence. Once he left the military, he spent a few years working with civilian intelligence businesses, including Lockheed Martin. And then, in 2015, just months before starting Notre Dame's Master of Science in Business Analytics program, Weeks found himself in a new role, working as an intelligence analyst in the White House Situation Room and interacting with the most senior officials in the federal government. And then Jen Kupa of Minneapolis, and I can really relate to what she said. She said it wasn't easy to step away from her rising career with KPMG and then Target to join the one-year MBA program. I mean, I think we can relate to that. But then she said, and this is something we all smile about, that has proven to be one of the best decisions of her life. And you know, as I read about all the amazing achievements and considered your outstanding education, I wondered what I might add during this last opportunity for the university to equip you for the future. I couldn't help thinking of the insights people have shared with me since I sat out there, well, not here at Notre Dame, but it got my graduate degree. I think of my wife, Peggy, whom I met my freshman year of college. Besides being the best thing that's ever happened to me, she has always been an invaluable barometer on everything I do. And, you know, that's convinced me that each of us needs a confidant, a friend, a family member, a professional associate who will tell us when we're running too fast or too slow, and who cares enough about us to be honest about the things we need to know, that feedback, that coaching. Now, for me, there have been so many mentors along the way. I learned that a people orientation and an ability to hire, to train, and develop potential and understand the true value of team dynamics. It is the never-ending search for the perfect chemistry that will make everything look so easy. and I, for one, am still learning. I've had the good fortune to meet and learn from a number of great leaders. You probably know about one of them that I'm going to talk about. His name's Warren Buffett. You may have heard of Warren, referred to as the Oracle of Omaha, not only for building Berkshire Hathaway into the most successful investment vehicle in history, but also for dispensing wisdom disguised as wit. His essays, his sayings, even his memos have been collected in books. And one day, when we met, he tried a few of those one-liners on me. For instance, I was telling him about some of the challenges and opportunities involved in transforming a company like Qwest. And he looked at me and he said, with a twinkle in his eye, "Yeah, it's kind of like that country song, Dick. You know, I wish I didn't know now what I didn't know then." And I've laughed about the quip with a lot of people. And as I thought about what I might share with you, a variation of what he said came to mind about things I do know now that I wish I had known then. So in honor of the class of 16, I'd like to share 4 principles with you that have served me well through 40 years in business. And I think will work equally well for you as you leave this place to pursue new challenges. The first is that balance is not just a good idea. It is essential to the success of every aspect of your future. I'm sure you may have heard the saying that God gave us 24 hours, so we'd have 8 to work, 8 to sleep, and 8 to keep our personal lives on track. And while for many of us the number of hours may vary, it's important that we really not neglect these 3 areas. I mean, if you consistently abuse your body with lack of sleep or exercise, junk food, or other harmful substances, and you will pay the price. Consistently work 12 hours a day or toil in a job that makes you miserable, and watch your health and your personal life disintegrate. Focus on personal activities to the exclusion of good work and health, and miss the satisfaction of making a worthwhile contribution. Or neglect that personal life and wake up 20 years from now wondering, what is the point? I've seen people more people than I'd like to think make these mistakes. And so what I do know now is that balance is an important gift that only you can give yourself. And I really hope you'll diligently pursue that and always keep that in the forefront of your mind. And then my second recommendation is that you have passion for what you do, that you do what you do because you love it. I mean, I began my career during my summer vacations from college. I was washing trucks. I was a garage attendant at what was then Wisconsin Bell Telephone. I hired on with them after graduation and subsequently held various operational jobs. Each new assignment charged me up. Each one taught me something, and each one fired up in me a desire to learn more. You know, I have to tell you, I was an average student in college, but by the time I got to graduate school, I was on fire to learn, just like many of you. There were things I needed to know, and I couldn't wait to be educated. And once that happened, my new knowledge, combined with a passion for what I was doing, moved me on to various other positions. And then I went on to our parent company, from which I retired as chairman and CEO in 2001, garage attendant to chairman and CEO, because I had a passion, like you should. Now, I also pretty much failed retirement the first time. I really thought I could do it, and I couldn't. So I took on the leadership of a technology company for a couple of years, and then when Qwest, a company in Denver, came calling, people told me, "Dick, you would be crazy to take that job. It's a mess." But you know, we jumped at the chance. And while we were there, it was never work. It was always about attaining the goal. I felt that the challenge was so gratifying, and our team, all of us, felt the same way. So what I do know now is that there is no substitute for passion. And I'd advise you to pursue it, whatever that is that gives you that joy and sense of fulfillment. Of course, being honest, that doesn't mean there won't be times of frustration. Won't be times where you want to just go in the other room, scream, and come out and smile, but that's okay. And then let me do recommendation number 3, and that is that you pursue that passion with a goal orientation. What do you want to achieve? What are the various avenues that you could take? And most importantly, how will you measure progress and success? How will you know when you've made it? Will it be the value of your portfolio? Will it be the success of those you help? Or can you make such determinations? You need to set that goal. Someone asked me a few weeks ago if I thought every graduate student ought to have a 5-year plan. And for some of you, that may make a lot of sense. But most of us are in need of a 90-day plan, or maybe a 120-day plan, or I guess maybe even a 180-day plan. I mean, business is constantly redefining itself. So we need to both have a clear picture of what we want to achieve, and then the flexibility to adapt to the new realities as business changes. The path through the maze will have so many twists and turns, and maybe even setbacks. For example, I experienced 2 demotions on my way to where I wanted to be. And I guess that was okay because, when setbacks help you grow, they're only bumps along the way to success. In fact, those demotions for me were a great learning experience because the assignments that I was sent to were areas I needed to learn and experience and grow in. And finally, let me mention principle number 4, possibly the most important one of all. And that is that you reach for your definition of success in a way that you conduct yourselves that will pass what I call the newspaper test. I'm talking here about the critical matter of personal and professional integrity. The newspaper test is pretty simple. It's a simple conscious practice of looking at choices you make in terms of the following question. If I were to do this, and it were to appear on the front page of tomorrow's paper, or in today's world, some blog or YouTube video, would I be okay with that? Now, in the world of social media, we've all learned there's usually criticism and second guessing. But the fact that you know that you did the right thing for the right reason, that's what matters. And as I've always said to everyone I've worked with, it's okay to make a mistake if your motive was right. Learn from it, and then move on. And this has been an important touchstone in every organization we've been a part of. In fact, I doubt if you could have found anybody at Qwest, the 57,000 people we work with, who wouldn't be able to articulate and explain to you what the newspaper test was and how valuable it was to apply it. Because there's too many people in business, in government, in sports, and in virtually every other facet of our society can tell you, trust broken is seldom to be regained. And personal integrity is far too valuable an asset to risk. Which takes me right back to Warren Buffett, who Time magazine described as someone who made fortunes without cutting a single corner, without being greedy, and without a whiff of scandal. And that's it. That's my short course on what I do know now. All the things I hope you know as well as this day launches the bright future that you've envisioned. Congratulations to each of you. It is so neat. And congratulations to the parents and spouses and friends. And again, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this celebration. Thank you.
Dick, your guiding principles on balance and passion, on goals and integrity are so valuable, and the way you put it, so inspiring. We thank you very much. It's a tremendous commitment. It's a major commitment for Dick to join us here today, and it's an honor for us to have him here. And in appreciation, we'd like to present you this gift. So, and we will have you open it as well.
I'm not good at this.
Oh, wow. There we go. Beautiful picture of the main building.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dick.